to be able to see my screen. So this is the little write-up. Loveliness.
What pages?
Oh, just Tara. I think in mine it is about 218. So you're either a page with me or a page behind me. So around the page 218. Okay, are we happy with that? As I watch Anna chortle away. I don't think it's me she's laughing at, but there you go. Okay, so obviously my labeling is a bit overkill in my diagram. But light, source, meter stick, Elodia, water bath, bubbles of oxygen would be sufficient. Okay, I'm going to move forward unless there's any objections. Stop chatting to each other! Because you can actually see you typing, you do realise that. You can see the little hands move. Okay, so then in terms of your procedure, we chose light intensity. Factors that we keep constant are the temperature and the carbon dioxide concentration. The plant we use is Elodia. They will accept pondweed. The reason they choose it is because it will photosynthesize under water and we can count bubbles. This is how we measure our rate, so you have to have that time element to it. We place a stem pointing up so we can see the stream of bubbles, and each time we vary our light intensity we need time for the enzymes and the chlorophyll to be able to work at that speed. So I asked you to draw your graph, but I also asked you to describe your graph. So you need to tell them that, and I'm obviously doing it in very shorthand. So as light intensity increases, your rate increases, and at saturation, no further change in light intensity. Changes rate. And if you want to put in it levels off, you may. Okay, so please make sure you can describe. Okay, I'm gonna go forward. Be okay? I can see half the heads. Okay, so then there was the 2018 question. We'd answered these in the previous lesson. So our plant weed name again is Elodia. Produces bubbles or the gas easily seen. Your rate is bubbles per minute. We state the time. We've just seen your graph. So rate and light intensity.
Oh, look, people.
And this is our reason for our shape of the graph. So it's the explanation. Okay. Happy with that. And then in 2010, just wanted to see why you used your LOD. It was only one part, so it's a B part something. And that was because we could measure the bubbles of oxygen. Alrighty, so here's what we're going to do for the rest of our day. There's a loop game. It's roughly on page 222. Obviously, we would be doing it if we were in lesson. So I'm going to turn off my camera. I can still see all of you though, and I'm going to turn off my mic, and you're going to do the loop game, and you can ask each other's questions if you need to. Now, I haven't turned off your ability to chat with each other because I'm a really nice person, but I can tell by your lovely little heads who is doing what. Okay, it's like being in the classroom. So I'm going to remove my video. I'm going to mute my mic. You're to do page 222 and page 223. Or you're to do 222 and 223, and you can ask each other questions because you're like a little team. Okay, I can see most heads. How are we feeling? Are we close to being done? So thumbs up, thumbs down. Shaky, shaky of heads. Thank you, Tara. Thank you for the good visuals. Okay, that's fine. Lads, you didn't ask each other any questions. You must all be amazing. Are we happy to start going through?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Let's change my share. Okay, so photosynthesis, you can go posh with it. Production of glucose and oxygen using carbon dioxide, water, light and chlorophyll. Or you can say production of glucose and oxygen using inorganic molecules, light and chlorophyll. The role of photosynthesis: make food, source of food, makes oxygen, makes fuels. A reactant in your light independent stage, which doesn't come from your light dependent stage, is carbon dioxide, and it comes from the atmosphere or respiration. A reactant and essential component are needed in your light dependent is water, light and chlorophyll. This was missing light over the arrow and C6H12O6 plus 6O2. So please be in mind in the question, in high level, they're never going to ask you for the word. It is always going to be the formula. They'll say something like a chemical equation or a balanced equation or a formula equation, and this is the thing they're looking for. Product of the light independent stage is carbohydrate, usually glucose. Carbon dioxide is reduced to glucose. What does increasing the amount of light do for photosynthesis? It increases the rate until saturation and then the rate levels off. Products of your light stage that are used in your dark stage are ATP and NADPH. What happens to water? It is split by light into oxygen, electrons and protons. Natural source of carbon dioxide is the atmosphere. In your word equation, it was missing water, it was missing the light and chlorophyll, and it was missing oxygen. And as I say, in higher level, they're not going to ask that. Artificial source of light is using lamps. The role of carbon dioxide in your light independent stage, it's a source of carbon to make glucose, and I would include the making glucose part with it. Okay, because you're never going to know how they're going to arrange their mark scheme. So please include that. Now, these were all filled in. Okay, so product of light independent not used in the light dependent is your oxygen. No, they were filled in. The light dependent stage takes place in the grana in the chloroplast, and again I would put this in as your ending. Depends on how they ask the question. So there was the question in the 2018 paper we've just done, and the way they asked the question, I can see the chief examiner going, I meant organelle. So if putting it in this way, it guarantees you hit whatever version she wants to ask the question. Photosynthesis takes place in your chloroplast. In cyclic phosphorylation, the original electron returns to chlorophyll. That doesn't happen in the non-cyclic pathway. Where does the energy for ATP come from? It's the high energy electrons lose it as it goes through your electron transport chain. Artificial source of carbon dioxide is using gas burners. Where do electrons from NADPH come from? They originate from the chlorophyll. Natural source of light is your sun. Your protons and electrons needed to make glucose come from NADPH. The source of water is from the soil. Where does the light independent stage take place? It is the stroma, and again put in the chloroplast and it hits whatever way she wants to ask it. And which of the light dependent uses enzymes? It is the dark stage. Energy needed to make glucose comes from ATP. So hopefully you are all happy with those. The other thing that I just would bring your attention to, and it's not this particular question up here, but if they say the word name, so I know I'm terrible, I write in chemistry all of the time because it's shorter, it's quicker, it's easier, but if they say name something and you write down one of these, they will not give you marks because, again, she'll argue she said name. So please, please, please be aware of those. Okay, we are going to try a Kahoot together. See, can we share technology? Okay, change my share. New share. Safari. Why are you not doing it? You are doing it. Okay. Need to get rid of you, but you won't let me. So we have 22 players. Kobe, in memory of his 1 year anniversary. Okay, we're still waiting on some people. Sophie, we're waiting on you. No, we've got Sophie, two Sophie. So who are we waiting on? Any takers? One person. Okay, we have no takers, so we are going to go. All right, Joe. It's the shape of the curve from enzymes. Go, learn something new. Okay, that I would have put light intensity as well in there. Can't tell from the curve, so apologies. see where we are. Congratulations, Juliet.